What's going on, guys? Mira here, back again with another video, and today we are going to be reviewing Echocalypse, a new-ish gacha game that just got released not too long ago. We'll be taking a look at its combat system, PvP, gacha mechanics, and everything else. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, first up, let's talk about the combat system. There's not really that much to talk about here. The game practically runs itself. The character's individual skills are on full auto, and there's no way, at least not that I realized, to run it manually. The only thing that you can control manually are the artifact skills that you can find at the bottom right of the screen as you're in battle. These are separate from the unit skills, and of course there is an option to turn on auto for that as well. So, as an auto battle enjoyer myself, I don't really mind the fact that the units automatically use their skills, but it does make the game a little bit more one-dimensional in some sense. However, the skill animations are amazing. It kind of reminds me of Epic 7 a little bit, with full-on animated short cutscenes whenever a character uses their ultimate skill. Also, don't worry, for those who don't like watching the cutscenes, there is a way to turn it off in the settings. Also, you can straight up skip battles. While this isn't surprising since many games have this feature, this is different. In Echocalypse, if you're doing story stages and you're not in a boss stage, which happens like every 3 stages, as you can see on my screen right now, here, these two are the non-boss stages, and then this is a boss stage over here. So, if you're not doing these boss stages, you can straight up just skip battles, even the battles that you haven't done before yet. So right now I'm going to show you, it can just go attack, and then I can just skip, and it'll automatically run the battle for you. So this does save a lot of time, and is a pretty cool feature to have if you're just rushing through the story. And yeah, I quite like it. Next up, let's talk about the gacha mechanics. Okay, this is probably a big one for everyone. So you can gacha for both the units as well as the artifacts, both which are really important for combat. If I have to compare this to Genshin Impact, the artifacts would probably be like the weapon banner. And as you can see from the rates here, the odds are extremely low, with a 0.2% chance to pull a whole SSR artifact, although you do have a 2.6% chance of getting the fragment itself. And I don't think it's a good idea to use your Iridiformite, aka your gems, on this banner. And they also doesn't seem to be a pity, so I really don't think it's a good idea. Okay, but the good part now. The character gachas are pretty decent. So there's a permanent banner as well as an event banner, and the rates of pulling an SSR unit is 3%, as noted here. And you're guaranteed an SSR every 50 pulls, so pity is at 50. And every time you pull an SSR on the limited banner, there is a 40% chance it'll be the limited character, so it's a 40-60. However, there are 2 limited characters, so the 40% is split between both characters. If you guys want a detailed gacha rate video, do let me know in the comments below and I'll make one that is more specific. Anyway, I think the gacha system, at least the character gacha, is pretty okay, and my only gripe is that there's 2 units on the same banner sharing the rate ups, which makes it a lot harder, actually, to obtain specific limited units. Alright, next I want to talk about a core EXP mechanic that is pretty unique to this game. Basically, if you pull a new unit and want to start using it, you can just swap them out with a current unit in your squad, and the new unit will inherit the level of the character that you swapped out with, and your older unit will go back to level 1. This ensures that no EXP is wasted, and you can freely swap out your units depending on what you need for the team. So let me just show you a quick example. For example, over here, my Yulia is level 23, right? So when I replace her with Garula, which is at level 1 right now, as you can see over here, my Garula is level 1, and my Yulia is level 23 with +1 augments. If I replace this, my Garula will be +1, and if you go back, you can see that she is level 23. And vice versa, if I want to just deploy Yulia back on the field, I could just replace, and it goes back to Yulia being level 23. So, while I do like this feature of the game, I'm not 100% sure that this will be sustainable in the long run. My concern is that while farming for EXP is boring and tedious, and this mechanic straight up lets us skip through that, I'm afraid that the game eventually runs out of things for me to do. But let's hope that that doesn't happen, and this game, at least for now, has been keeping me pretty occupied with the daily grind as well as the events. Speaking of daily grind, as with most gacha games, daily grinding is unavoidable, but so far I've been enjoying the grind on Echocalypse, partly probably because of the combat system. Because of the combat system, I don't really have to pay full attention to the game in some sense, and I can sort of just look at it from time to time. So personally for me, I'll usually run this game while watching a show or something, and it's a pretty solid, chill game for me. So right now on my screen you can see here the things that you have to do daily. The first one is Cage Fight, which is basically PvP, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And then we have the Abyssal Dive, which is kind of like Abyss, where you can get equipment, Abyss points, and modification protocols to upgrade your characters. And then we have Harvest, which is basically your daily grind, sort of, you just get EXP from this, and also we have some other stuff that I haven't unlocked yet, which I assume is going to be like some upgrade materials of some kind. And lastly, we have the Host Purification, which I haven't unlocked yet, unfortunately. But yeah, these are probably the daily stuff that you can do. Now I want to talk about the PvP aspect of this game a little bit. So, Cage Fight, right? It's basically the PvP, and over here you can see these are the sort of targets that you can fight, and you can see their ranks as well as their combat power, and everything is listed. And unfortunately, I won't be able to show you a PvP fight, but it is fully automated. You cannot change it to manual even for your artifact skills. And the reason why I can't show you is because I've used up all my tries for today, and you are limited to only 5 cage fights per day. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, you can only do it 5 times a day, and it definitely hinders my progress to climb up the ladder. And also, as a PvP enjoyer myself, I kind of... I just want to see some action, you know? I just want to do some PvP, but unfortunately I'm only limited to 5 tries, so I've just gotta live with it. Alright, so that's pretty much my thoughts on Echocalypse. I haven't covered some finer details of the game, like the dorms. Actually, I'll just pull it up to show you. So there's a dormitory-like function where you can just mess around with your units, and also you can put them through like training centers and whatnot, which is basically like the expedition. So very standard gacha game stuff. But these are some of the finer details of the game, and I don't really want to go through too deep into it because I don't want this video to turn into a 20 to 30 minute long video. So I'm ending it here, and you guys can go find out about these mechanics for yourselves. So if you guys want to try it out, I am playing on the Empire server. Feel free to add me. I'll put my details here, my UID and everything. And yeah, maybe we can show in the game. That's gonna be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.